Welcome back to another episode of the Tony Narrator Show. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me as always. And I have a question for you. Do you like to shoot content for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, just using your cell phone? Do you have one of the latest iPhones? Maybe you just ordered the iPhone 12 and you're patiently waiting for the iPhone 12 Pro to arrive to your house because it has amazing image quality to it. And you want to start building content, but you don't know where to start at. Or maybe you've started and you're trying to up your game. You're trying to make it to that next level, right, with your image quality. So there's a lot of different things that we can do. And the biggest thing that we can start with is lighting. So when it comes to lighting, it can really make or break your image quality tenfold. So right now I have a main light, a key light, and a backlight. The backlight is set to a blue color just to kind of like add that ambiance in the back, that kind of adds some separation for me in the background. Because honestly, I'm just sitting on my couch and this is right behind me in this little box. It's just like a butler's pantry area. And I used to keep my computer desk there, but that blue light adds the depth of field back there, separates me from the couch, and adds a little like distance from myself and the camera. And then my main light is right here. That's adding the light directly onto my face, so I'm exposed for that light. And the key light just to kind of help with the shadows a little bit. So the lighting changes everything, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You know, each one of these lights maybe costs 20, 30 bucks a piece. Or you can just, use some, stand by a window and get some window lighting. But when you start to want to elevate your image quality, lighting helps so much. And you'll be amazed at what light can do for your video if you take the time to set it up. So real quick, I now want to show you what this looks like without the lighting on there. Show you how I have it exposed right now because I shoot everything underexposed slightly. So if I want to boost the exposure up in post, I can. So let's check that out. So I just want to jump in here real quick and remind you to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and don't forget, most of all, hit that subscribe button right there. Just hit it. It's right there. I left on the screen for you. And don't forget, hit the bell, receive notifications whenever I upload a video, because you don't want to miss anything. And if you miss something, then I can't tell you because you didn't get the notification. But if you didn't get the notification, that probably means you weren't subscribed. So you should subscribe. Do it. All right. So we have turned off the lights. So main light's off, key light's off, backlight is off. You do see a light right back here. That is my night light that shouldn't be on right now because it's on one of those like sensors, and for some reason it is. Now, so you're gonna see a huge quality difference in just the image right off the back. Right now you're still seeing this on my mirrorless camera. I am using a 50mm lens at aperture 1.8. So there's still some depth of field going on. There's still some blurry background, and it's not bad. It's not a bad quality image. It actually still looks really good. But it just doesn't set the type of mood that I'm looking for. Now let's switch over to the iPhone right now. So we are looking over at the iPhone XS is what I'm using to record this right now. And how do you like this? Like, how does it look to you? Does it look underexposed? Does it look grainy? I'm sitting in a dark room right now. This is my living room. Like I said, I'm on my couch, and it's just, to me, the image quality is just not there. The iPhone is trying to keep up with the lighting, and it's just not working. I have everything exposed just for me. I typically like to shoot these videos with my iPhone with a little bit less exposure. Like I said earlier, I do that same thing on my iPhone that I do on my mirrorless camera. I just drop the exposure a little bit to kind of set that mood. But how does that look to you? Does it look any different from the mirrorless camera, or does it look the same? I know there's gonna be a quality difference there, but we're not focused on that today. We're focused on what we can produce with just lights. So let's start by adding in the main light and see what kind of quality change we get there just by changing that one thing. All right, so we've added in just our main light now. I've lowered the exposure just a little bit. iPhones tend to overcompensate just a little bit too much, even when there's still some darkness in the background. So iPhones kind of like, they expose for, the focus point and the highlights too in the back. So sometimes it just it overexposes a little bit. So I just turn that down just a tiny bit. And the best way to do that is just tap where you want your focus point at. On iPhones, that yellow box will pull up. And next to it, you just put your hand on the right side of that box and slide down. You'll see a line with like a little sundial there, and just slide it down just a tiny bit. I probably say you want to go maybe a few ticks under the center line. They kind of get what you want to be for your YouTube videos. That's not the same for every situation, but that's kind of what I found fitting. Now, how does this look for you on the iPhone XS? How does it look for you on the mirrorless camera? So I'm showing you the reference point between both of them, just in case you want to start a YouTube channel and you want to see what a mirrorless camera or higher grade performing camera does versus your iPhone XS, just so you can get an idea of, can you match the image quality there just as well? Because iPhones produce a great image, and before you go out and buy a camera that costs you $2,000, maybe your iPhone works just fine and it's in your pocket every single day. It's just a matter of, setting it up. Now, I'm going to next turn on our key light that's gonna fix the shadows that you see right here and help a little bit more exposure right there. So we have a little bit too much shadow going on the side of my face right here. It's giving it too much of a mood, and I just kind of want to brighten it up just a tiny bit. All right, so now we have our main light on, our key light on. So as you can see, the shadows have been fixed. There's more curvature to my face that you can see now. Also, just as well, it makes your face more slimming. Without the lighting, sometimes you can look fat-faced, but depending on how you set your lights up, you can really be efficient with it and get the most beautiful look per se, by adding that main light right here, that key light, to kind of roll the shadows off a little bit, make your chin line look a little bit slender. It's not going to hide chin rolls if you have those. Can't help you there, but we can pretend like they're not there, and we can mask them a little bit with lighting. So you can really do some shaping with yourself if you use the right lighting and you angle it the proper way. I know a lot of us, when we get on camera, we are afraid of how we look, and that's okay. But you can always kind of use helpers like lights and angles to change the dynamic of your facial structure, your body structure, if that's something that bothers you. But the biggest key is, love who you are. Be in front of the camera. All you gotta do is just hit record and everything starts falling together. And eventually, you kind of mellow out about that. We're all like that at the beginning, right? So again, you've been looking at footage from the iPhone XS, 2 lights. Now let's look at the mirrorless camera. How's that look to you? Does that look better too, just as well? So again, lighting changes everything. And you just turn it on, right? We've added lights to help with the front of us, but what about the background? So right now we just have this empty background that's just kind of there. Now, like I said, I'm sitting on my couch, and that wall, that cutout wall for my butler's area, it just adds some depth of field. So it makes it feel like the room is really bigger than what it is. And it adds that separation from myself in the background with my head right here. So that way, as I'm sitting on my couch, you're not noticing the two between there, right? So let's go ahead and turn on the backlight and see how much that helps with the mood and the temperature of the room. All right, so we got our blue light on in the background, and you can choose whatever color you like. I'm a blue person, so I always use blue for everything. It's more relaxing to me, and it's just kind of chill, right? So I like the blue ambiance of lights, and I will always use a black light, blue light somewhere in the background. Even like that light back there. So that night light, adding that blue into that changed that a little bit too, just as well. So not only we got depth of field now by adding that background light, we also have this other light right here that's adding a little bit of this little extra value to the background. It's moving, it's flickering because of the exposure on there. And it was that bright, cool white. Now it has a little bit of blue tint to it. So it's just adding more, focus points, not focus points per se, but this is just adding more character to the background. And again, like I said, I'm just sitting on my couch in my living room, and my house is a mess. You don't see the stuff behind it. The house is a mess, but you only look at what's in front of you in the frame, and that's what we're focusing on. We're not trying to focus on building a whole studio inside our house. We just want to keep it super simple. I like a 3-light setup. You don't have to use 3 lights. Honestly, we can just use 2 lights, or we can just cut the background light off. So I'll show you what that looks like with just, the main light and the background light now. So now we just have the main light and the background light, and this is perfectly okay, right? So here we are in a mirrorless camera. How does that look to you? I mean, other than like it's real dark and deep, and there's a lot of shadows going on here on the side of my face. You can really see the light beaming down because it's not, and now you can see like my shadow on the couch again. But even just doing this, just having 2 lights works just fine. And like I said, you don't have to spend very much money on lighting. All you need is just, a lamp. So you can go to Walmart, you can get one of those big old like $10 reading lamps and stand it straight up, angle it right back at your face. And then right behind you, all you do is put up like a $5 lamp from Walmart and like an LED bulb that changes colors. And that's it. And it adds like that texture back through to you just as well. I'm gonna turn this other light back on so I can finish this out. Now, you don't have to have lighting per se in your videos, but it does help a lot more than you think it does. It helps brings your video to that next level. It helps elevate your content for your viewers. No one wants to watch a bad video. And the newer phones, they kind of don't give you the ability to shoot a bad video. The image quality is really good in these newer phones from the past 2 to 3 years. And adding lights just helps that just a tiny bit more. So lighting can be very beneficial to your image quality. Lighting can bring your video to that next level as a content creator. Do you have to use lights? No, you don't. Do you have to use 3 lights? Absolutely not. Like I said, you can do lighting how you choose to set the mood that you want. If you want to use just 1 light, 100%. If you want to just stand by a window and have the light coming from the sun directly onto your face to kind of add some exposure to you to make the camera on your phone do less work, that's perfectly fine too. I just know that as you want to elevate and move to the next level, setting up lights is key right there. Key light. I've been Tony. Thank you for staying with me this whole entire time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. As I grow, we all grow together, and it's much appreciated when you leave a comment and a like. It lets me know that you're here. It lets me know that you've gotten my message, and leave feedback. Let me know what you want, what you don't like, and maybe it's my voice. Help me help you, right? Till then, I'm Tony. Thank you for joining me. Peace out.